Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. As you can see, we've got some very special guests on this show, and you don't want to miss it. These guys are life changers at Family Church Bryant and Second Chance Youth Ranch and Arkansas Christian Academy, so don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. I'm Perry Black, and on this show, I have Curly, Larry, and Mo. Well, not Curly. On this show, we have got three of my associate pastors at Family Church in Bryant, but this show is not about the church. This show is about Second Chance Youth Ranch and how you can be involved. And these gentlemen, speaking kindly, have all been very, very involved in Second Chance Youth Ranch, the ministry there, and some of them have actually got foster children that are now part of their forever family. Mm-hmm. So we're going to take a minute and introduce each of you. So on the far end down here, Pastor Yerrick Henderson.
Yes, sir.
Yerrick, tell us just real quick, where'd you grow up?
Grew up here in Conway, Arkansas.
Conway.
Yes,
graduated high school at Conway?
Yes, sir. 1994 graduate.
God is good to us.
Yes, sir.
And you're married?
Yes, sir. Been married for 24 years.
I'll be verifying that after the show. And Leah is also on staff here at Family Church.
Yes.
But you guys have a unique connection to the ranch. We're going to talk more about that here in a moment. But you've actually adopted a young man through the ministry of Second Chance Ranch. And Pastor Bradley, now wait a minute, let me go back to Yuri. What do you do here at Family Church?
What I do here, I work with the young adults and small groups here.
College age.
Yes, sir.
And you also teach middle school chapel Monday through Friday at Arkansas Christian Academy?
Enjoying that. Yes,
we should get hats. We should get hats that have 4 bills and say, well, on Monday I teach chapel. On Tuesday I do college ministry. On Wednesday, anyway, we should do that.
Yes, sir.
Because we do a little bit of everything around here.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I look for. I look for men that are world changers, that are humble enough to do whatever it takes to get the gospel out and to change the hearts and lives of young people looking for forever families. That's right. Pastor Bradley, where are you from?
Southwest Little Rock.
Southwest. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up off Chico Road, Ramble Estates.
Ramble Estates. I know it well.
Yes.
I lived in Shiloh, and I lived on Hinkey Road, right off of Hinkey Road over by Maplewood Elementary School. And just for all of our viewers, Watson Elementary, right there in Southwest Little Rock, that is named after my wife's grandfather, J.L. Watson Sr.
Yes, sir.
Would you like an autograph? And I thought they were going to close Watson Elementary, but I heard it on the news just Friday that there was some event going down that included Watson Elementary, so I guess it's still going. That's right. And so you just lived about 2 miles past Baseline and Chico Road.
That is correct.
And I worked at Baseline Chico Road too, when it was a Safeway. I think it's a Fred's now.
Right.
What in the world do you do at Family Church? Should I ask you guys, what do y'all not do at Family Church?
Do a little bit of everything. Daily operations, youth pastor, athletic director.
For Arkansas Christian Academy.
Head football coach, bus driver.
We're getting another bus tomorrow.
That is correct.
And you're a bus driver.
Yes, sir.
And you're a bus driver. I feel like Oprah. And you're a bus driver. You're not a bus driver.
No, I'm not a bus driver.
You're a van driver.
So we do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Yes, sir.
That's what we do. Isn't that what Christianity's supposed to be?
Yes, sir.
Go into all the world and preach the gospel if it's convenient?
No.
What's my philosophy here? Faith without
Blisters
is what? Dead. And we are alive and well
Yes, we are.
at Second Chance Youth Ranch. So what is your connection to Second Chance Youth Ranch in days past? Didn't you work there?
We did. My wife and I and my family. My daughter was 3 at the time. My son turned 2 shortly after we started at the ranch, and we were full-time house parents for 3 years, and respite for 2 years.
Yeah, and y'all came to my office and you said, hey, we're really praying about becoming house parents. I said, now wait a minute, you do have small children.
Yes.
You are aware that they're going to hear words that you probably don't use at your house.
This is true.
Yeah, so I use the word ain't. They probably had never heard that because your
Right.
wife's a grammar Nazi.
But,
But y'all did that for 3 years.
3 years full-time, 2 years respite.
Yeah.
And, by the grace of God, our children actually never really heard those words.
Yeah.
And not that they weren't said, but God protected them through the ministry.
Yeah. Did you ever work at the ranch? Did you do respite, you and Leah?
Yes, sir.
Now,
We did.
respite is like, back in those days, it might have been 3 days or 5 days or 7 days. Now it's just maybe a night or two.
Right.
Sir.
And James, what do you do?
I work here at the church. And
Where did you grow up?
Oh, where did I grow up? I was born in Dallas, and my family moved to Arkansas when I was about 7. So I lived most of my life here in Bryant.
And you graduated Bryant High School?
Yes, I did go to Bryant.
Graduate Mills?
Mills High School.
Conway.
Wampus Cats.
Yeah, we want them too. I played for Central High School. The only time I ever run the football at Little Rock Central High School was against the Wampus Cats. I picked up a first down, 6 yards, and never run the ball again. I don't know what the coach had against me. I was actually a defensive player, but I also ran wingback. We did a counter play. But anyway, Wampus Cats, Mills,
Comets.
Comets,
Hornets.
Yeah. Little Rock Central Tigers. Tigers. We're awesome. So we're kind of what we call us, a motley bunch.
Yes.
Now, what was your connection, though, James? Your connection at the ranch?
So my wife and I, first she started as a case manager. That was, I don't know how many years ago. And then we went into part-time house parenting and then full-time.
Lena was a case manager?
She was for a year, I believe.
And a case manager assists, they're kind of the liaison between the school and the foster parent, the counselor at the school.
Yeah.
If they have a need to go to a doctor appointment, something like that, they assist the foster parent.
And then we house parented for about 4 years at the ranch, and then about 4 years in town at the transitional living program.
And you had some connection, if I remember right, with some guy that had a bike shop here in the Bryan area and helped. Somebody gave us a bunch of like mountain bikes.
Yeah,
some organization.
We had, I don't know, probably 12 to 15 mountain bikes out there, and they were kind of in disrepair at the time, and so I worked on all those.
But weren't
and
you a
got 'em running.
BMX guy?
I was.
Didn't you like doing all those half tubes and quarter pipes?
Yeah, that was what I did, and it's really how I got saved was through that. But I wanted to be a professional BMXer at the time. That's what I wanted to do.
Now, Tony Hawk's not a BMXer, but he was a skateboarder, but you did that too.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and the way you got saved, if you've not seen the show before that we've done with James, you got saved because we put in a skate park at Family Church in Bryant, and we required the skaters and the bikers, in order to come to the park, they had to join, and then they had to stay for youth service. And I'd often come over and speak at the youth service. One night I spoke, you got born again, and I got a staff member and a family, and 3 beautiful daughters of yours, and I feel like a grandpa. Hey, we're going to take a brief break. We'll be right back.
A mission field around you is filled with young hearts needing a forever family. And at Second Chance Youth Ranch, our team is committed to providing healthy, stable, loving homes and families to hurting children in the Arkansas foster care system and those up for adoption. Please contact us if you feel the tug at your heart to help foster or adopt, and find out the steps you could take to help fulfill a child's lifelong dream. Maybe you can't foster or adopt, but you could help. The need for thousands of children in the system is staggering. But with the help of faithful partners and business alliances, we are meeting those needs right now. Would you help us make a difference? Every gift, regardless of size, impacts a child's life directly and helps provide for a home in the gap right now. Visit the Second Chance Youth Ranch website at 2CYR.org to read more, watch the stories, and to make a contribution for a hurting child's care. Monthly partners are needed, so please contact us right away. And as you partner with this ministry, you are partnering with the Heavenly Father that has promised to be Father to the fatherless. God bless you for helping Second Chance Youth Ranch.
Hey, welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. If for some reason you're just now joining us, Pastor Yerrick Henderson, he works with our college ministry and he teaches chapel and he does a lot of other things here at Family Church Bryant. Pastor Bradley Lattin, he is Daily Operations Director of the church. He also is the Athletic Director at Arkansas Christian Academy, teaches high school chapel, and these two guys then do Wednesday night youth service and college ministry on Wednesday night. Of course, Sunday morning, small groups. James is normally behind the camera. He's back there waving at us and making sure that we stay on point on Second Chance Ranch TV and Destined to Win TV shows. And James is also one of our ministers. He also teaches IT at Arkansas Christian Academy. And I've left out about a million things that y'all do. If I didn't have these three guys and Lance, our children's pastor, I would look a lot older than I do. So you can imagine what I'd look like. So you guys have all been very involved in Second Chance Youth Ranch. You've worked there, you've served there, you've given your life away. Tell me, Yerrick, tell me a really cool story. None of this is ever rehearsed. You know, I don't keep a script or anything. So this is right from our hearts. Tell me, what was it like working at the ranch? Because we're looking for foster parents right now.
Yes, sir.
Pays about $50,000 a year. We give you a house, a van, pay you utilities and food, give you everything you need to have a home. We even give you the foster children. So we need that right now. So we'd love you to contact us if you have interest. We provide all the support, case workers, case managers, and therapists, and support right on campus. And we have 3 houses currently in town, and then we have the 4 houses at Second Chance Youth Ranch on that campus, and then we open up campuses all around the community where you can have your own home, and we'll place children in your home. So you've worked at the ranch. Tell me a really cool, melt my heart. Tell me a cool story.
Well, it's a lot. One I can remember come to mind is my son Devontae, who was a part of the ranch. I remember taking him to get him a haircut.
Yeah.
And when you take him to get a haircut, you get to talk. You talk about life and everything. And I love taking him to get his haircuts.
Were y'all mentoring him at the time, taking him out to lunch and that kind of stuff?
Yes,
or
sir.
what?
Every Sunday after church, we would take him home.
And at that point, you weren't working at the ranch, were you?
No,
Or were
not
you?
at that point.
Okay.
At that point, I was not working at the ranch, but we just take him home, and we wanted to experience a family meal together with my son, my wife.
Your son Ellis.
Yeah, my son Ellis was at the age 10 at that time that we had Devontae.
And he was, how old was Devontae?
Devontae was 16. Ellis was 12.
Yeah.
16 and 12, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And so you're taking Devontae to get a haircut and just spend time as a family.
Spend time, yes, sir. And during that time, we got to know him, and as we got to know him, I just felt, me and Leah felt God pulling at our heart. This young man he needs a family. He needs a family. And, we prayed, and Leah finally said, we that family. and I agreed.
Yeah.
I agreed with her because we developed a relationship.
Yeah.
And since then, man, it's been good. We adopted him, become part of our life.
How old is he now?
He's good. 24 years old.
24.
Wow.
Wow.
Working, live, healthy, loves the Lord, and just.
And
the
so
24
Ellis is how old now?
Ellis is
These are loaded questions.
19.
Yeah, I walked up to Ellis Sunday after church, and he's taller than me, which is not saying a whole lot. Everybody on set's taller than me. But just to be a part of that journey.
Yes, sir.
And to see Ellis grow to a super awesome young guy in Devontae, and
Yes, sir.
you guys, what a tremendous testimony and family. And then there were no challenges being a foster parent or an adoptive
I'm
dad.
not going to say that. I'm not going to say all that. But I tell you what, it was worth it.
Well, Dr. Dobson has a book called Parenting is Not for Cowards. Boy, isn't that the
That's
truth?
the truth, yes.
And parenting's something you have to do 24/7, 365. I don't think you should ever take a moment off. You've got to pray for your kids
Yes.
all the time. 4 o'clock this morning, I'm praying for the church family and my grandkids. It's something that's so important.
Yes, it is.
And it's life-changing.
Yes, sir.
And it's had an enormous impact on Devontae. How has Devontae impacted your family?
Well, he's made us, for one, value family.
Yeah.
That's one thing, knowing that his life before us it's chaotic. You know, it wasn't stable. It wasn't promoting. It wasn't positive. But now, you know, now that he's been with us, he's seen that, he's modeled it, he's been able to be a part of that. Yeah. And now, guess what? He gets to do that for his family.
He's how old now?
24.
24.
And what's he doing?
Right now, he is answering calls at a doctor's office. I cannot remember the name of the doctor's place, but he's just answering calls. But he's working.
Working in the doctor's office.
Bless the Lord.
Yes. Anytime you get kids to work, yes, I can tell you stories because I have a story.
Yes.
So Bradley, what about you? Tell me some story of some impact, something that happened that you like. You know, God did this. You got a minute and 30 seconds, and we'll.
Minute and 30 seconds. So whenever Jennifer and I, my wife, we were full-time house parents. Every new child that came in, we wanted to know their likes, their interests, and so we would give them a sheet of paper to fill those out. And we also wanted to bless them. And one of the questions on the piece of paper was, if money wasn't an option, where would you want to eat? If we wanted to take you out, where would be your favorite place or a place that you've always wanted to eat? So we could bless them. And the responses from the children really shocked me. It was McDonald's, Taco Bell, Wendy's, things that my kids, my family, never had to ask or want or even desire. And for them, that was something special that they couldn't get like we could get. And
our kids are like, I don't want to go to McDonald's again.
Right.
And you got foster kids that are like, man, that would be a treat.
Right. So to have that response and to see the things that, like Pastor Y said, that we tend to take for granted.
Yeah.
And the things that you see in movies that you think that can't be real, we came to find out that it's not only real, but much times a lot worse.
Yeah.
And so just to have that experience, it really put things in perspective for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just sitting here on set talking to three guys that have changed the lives of young people. Jesus is a life changer, and he wants to change lives through you. So we're going to take a brief break. We'll be right back with Pastor Yuri, Pastor Bradley, Pastor James, and you.
My name's Summer and I'm 15.
My name is Xander and I'm 12. I love sports, especially basketball and football. My favorite team in basketball is probably the Brooklyn Nets, and my favorite team in football would probably have to be Green Bay.
I like to be with friends most of the time. I like school. My favorite subject is probably English.
Don't so much like school, but I like activities, like PE.
I hopefully either want to become a care coordinator for DHS or possibly become a nurse practitioner. I feel like kids need someone that has been there and been through the experience that they're going through, someone who can relate to them and be there for them.
I want to go to the NBA or the NFL.
I'm in care because of neglect and not being able to have a stable home. In a forever home, I want to be able to have more privileges. I want to be able to do things that I would be able to do if I was really at home. Someone who cares for me, someone who's going to be there through thick and thin, that's not going to judge me on the past.
I just want a family that like won't judge us, because like whenever we first get there, just because we're new, and like we'll just fit like right in.
My favorite thing about him is, even though I can be rude and I can be crabby at times, he understands what I go through, and he understands that the things that I say to him, and when I'm rude and I am hard on him, that it's all out of love, and I'm only doing it because I believe that's what's best for him.
The thing I really love about my sister is no matter what, she's always there for me.
It's been hard being separated, not being able to have him and be there for him when he's upset.
Because we're so far and we really don't get to call each other because we have our own schedules. So like I might be doing something, but then she's free, so she'll want to call. But then whenever I'm free, she'll be doing something. So we had to have everything already planned out.
I don't want them to adopt me because they feel sorry for me, but I want them to adopt me because they want to see what I'm capable of and they want to see me grow.
I want them to be there for us. And like she said, not just choose one of us, choose both of us, because in different ways we are always equal.
I would wish to be with my brother.
If I could wish for one thing, It'd be to, no matter what, always be able to be around my sister. Like, I don't want to lose her, because we've already lost enough people.
Hey, welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. I know that the show within the show is touching hearts and lives. The videos that we share with you are designed to really touch you and to motivate you to get involved. Now, we've heard from Pastor Urick, Pastor Bradley. James, tell us a moving story, some impactful event while you served at the ranch, serving with our kids.
I think there was a lot of them, but what comes to mind is just over the 8 years that we house parented, we built relationships with a lot of different young people, a lot of kids, and just seeing now the long-term effects of that. We still have so many of those kids that will contact us, get in touch with us, and still consider us a part of their family and their mom and dad today. And just being able to be a part of their lives in the long term and see that their lives were positively impacted and changed by the ranch and by what we did.
And you didn't actually adopt a young lady, but she's kind of adopted y'all.
Yes.
And how old is our Linda now?
21, I believe.
And she's African American,
Yes.
but she considers y'all family, you consider her family, and she's got a beautiful little baby girl.
Yes.
And that little baby's probably 9 months or a year now?
Yes. Baby boy.
Now, baby boy. And you and Lena went to Christ for the Nations in Dallas. I didn't even know you were from Dallas. I didn't even realize that. You've been on staff all these years. We should talk more, James. I went to Christ for the Nations. And actually, when our Linda graduated Arkansas Christian Academy, she also went to Christ for the Nations for a season.
Yes.
She's still working for a chicken place?
No, she's not right now. Yeah.
She was working for the Holy Ghost chicken place. And everybody knows what I'm talking about,
Yes,
and
sir.
it ain't churches. So we got 5 minutes. People have got a glimpse, and that's all they've got, is a glimpse into my pastoral staff. Isn't it cool, though, as you said on set, just think about, look at what God's done in our hearts to knit us together. And what knit us together? The love of God and the love for hurting kids.
Yes, sir.
Because at some point, maybe we needed someone to love us. How'd you get saved, Eric?
First time or second time?
You only get saved once.
I tell you what, my dad passed away, and
How old were you?
I was 28. I was 28 years old. He was 54 when he passed away. And I kind of been just going through the emotions. Going through the motions is what I was. I was going through the motions. But when he passed away, you know, I was like, it's time to grow up.
Yeah.
You know, it's time to grow up. And 28, I gave my life to God
Where were you at? Home,
At
church,
home.
what? Home?
at home. I had
You mean somebody watching TV right now at home that's going through all this COVID nightmare stuff and going through personal trauma, tragedy, or just questioning about eternity? They could get born again tonight watching
tonight.
this show.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
so
sir.
stay tuned. We'll get back to you on that.
Yes, sir.
So, Bradley, what about you? How'd you get saved?
I grew up in church. Mom was a preacher, dad was a preacher, grandpa was a preacher, grandmother was a preacher. I never really had the personal relationship. It was more of something I was forced to do. Even though I was taught, I had the foundations. I went to the altar more times than I can count. But I never made it my own personal decision.
Yeah.
About 17, 18 years old, right after high school, I knew that there was more to my life than what I was doing. And I knew that the only answer was in church and with God. And so at the time, I was going to Otter Creek Assembly of God and really committed my life to Christ. And shortly after that is whenever my wife, Jennifer, entered my life, and the rest is history.
And I think y'all decided y'all need to go to a church or something. That's how you ended up here.
Well, I knew I
She
needed.
was here,
She was
yeah.
from Family Church since she was a teenager, and I really didn't have any ties or connection to Otter Creek. So Beautiful girl goes to church, most guys will follow.
Yeah, that's called some sort of missionary work.
Yes, that is what it's called.
And you came here, and the pastor was awesome.
Pastor was awesome, great preaching. Definitely made me rethink of things that I was taught. Not that it was bad, but maybe I didn't have revelation at the time. And not saying that everything was perfect in my mind, because I have grown a lot since coming to Family Church.
Because we study verse by verse.
We do, and there are some things that I had to learn to apply myself.
Yeah.
Not just what was being told or what I saw modeled before me. I had to take it on
So
my own.
both of you going through the motions. Now James wasn't doing like y'all. He was skating right at the BMX bike. And so James, tell us about you. Do you have a faith heritage, or?
I did go to church as a child, but I never really connected with it. I don't think I really built much relationships there, and I never understood that it was about a relationship with Jesus. I just something
church.
that something we did.
Just boring
and
church.
I think as a young teenager, I decided that I didn't really like it and just quit going. And started to get down the wrong road with some of my friends, and then because I was very passionate about BMX and skating, y'all built that skate park, and I came right away. There was nothing else in the area at the time. There was no skate park in Benton, and so it was what I wanted to do. It was important to me, and so I came for that reason and loved it, and my life was changed by it.
Well, God hooks us.
Yes, He does.
And I want you to just think, look at the diversity of us, our stories. I was raised going to church, dropped out by the time I was 16, became an atheist. And look at us, 4 preachers. Now, if you're sitting out there and you're going, I'm going to pick somebody to be a real special preacher, I don't think anybody would pick anyone else.
I'd pick me.
But God takes the foolish things of this world
Yes,
to
sir.
confound the wise, the weak things of this world to confound the strong. And that's who we are.
sir. That's right.
So this whole show is about how God can change lives, and through changed lives, change lives. And He wants to change yours too. And if you don't know Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, that's more important than working at a ranch, working at a church or a Christian school, or even going to work. It's where you're going when you die. But Christianity is not about just dying and going somewhere. It's about who came to us, and His name is Jesus. And if you don't know Him, all you have to do right now is bow your head, like in some way each of us did, and say, Jesus, I'm a sinner. Come into my heart and save me. I give you my life, and I'll serve you and give you the best of my life for the rest of my life. If you prayed that prayer, we'd love to hear from you. We'll see you next time right here at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV.